So it's hard to believe that we're already going to be discussing 2024 model year changes across vehicles. Today we're going to be discussing the Trailblazer, as you guys have seen from the video, which I also did a 2023 model year changes video on just 6 to 8 months ago or so. So if you're interested in that, check that out. But today we're going to be discussing the new 2024 Trailblazer, see what changed compared to the last generation, because it is receiving a minor refresh for this year. So I want to use this video as kind of a trial run for you guys to give input on as far as the format of the 2024 model year changes videos go. I know last year I kind of just dove right in, kind of did each one in a very similar format, but they weren't exactly the same depending on the vehicle. But this time I want to kind of do it a little bit more consistent and go off of your guys' feedback as far as how you want the videos laid out. So they're kind of short, sweet, to the point, and I don't kind of input any of my own opinions or anything in these videos, just to keep them very short, overall just about 4 to 5 minutes or so, depending on the amount of changes for each vehicle. So I will be relying on your guys' feedback to kind of tweak these videos, fit them to your needs, and kind of how you'd like them formatted. So let me know all that down in the comment section below. Now I think this is actually a good one to start off with because I don't have the official order guide yet from GM that kind of details the deletions, the new features, as well as all of the exact packaging changes from the 2023 Trailblazer. So I kind of just did the research that's available on the press website as well as the regular Chevy website, because they have released some information there, which was kind of out of the blue. I don't think anybody was really expecting it quite yet because this vehicle isn't due to be out for many months yet as far as I'm aware. So of course we do have the new Trax coming up very shortly, but I don't think the Trailblazer is coming up until maybe the summer or so. But overall, let's not waste any more time. Check out the changes as far as the 2024 Chevy Trailblazer goes. Now starting out with the deletions, unfortunately I don't have that exact information like I stated earlier in this video. I can only assume based on the new exterior colors becoming available that there are going to be a color or two that is no longer going to be offered on the Trailblazer, but unfortunately that's the only thing I can really assume at this point and not guarantee for sure. So make sure to check back in. I will have a link down in the description below. As soon as the official GM order guide comes out with the list of deletions, I'll go ahead and put that down in the description or in a pinned comment. Now moving on to the new features for the 2024 Trailblazer, you're going to get a 11-inch infotainment system, an 8-inch digital cluster. Those are both standard across every trim level. You're going to get new front fascias, exterior lighting, as well as grille designs. This is mainly limited to the front bumper being redesigned, the headlights being redesigned, and of course you're going to get new exterior taillights as well. And overall, the rear bumper shape and design looks very similar to that of the pre-refreshed Trailblazer. So those are the new exterior differences. You're going to get new LED projector headlights, standard on the LT trim and higher, and you're going to get LED taillights. I believe they are partial LED taillights, although they might be full. I cannot confirm again. Available on the RS as well as the active trim. So that is nice to see some new LED lighting. You're going to get new wheel designs, including up to 19-inch wheels, standard on the RS, available 18-inch wheels on the LTs, and standard 17-inch wheels for the LS, LT, as well as the active trims. So that's good to see. Always nice and refreshes to get new wheel designs. And 19-inch wheels actually match the same size that is available in the new upcoming Trax, which is priced very similarly and based on the very similar platform. So next up, in terms of new exterior colors, we have Copper Harbor as well as Cacti Green. Now, if you know Cacti Green, that is also the color that I believe is coming up available on the 2024 C8 Corvette as well. They actually debuted the E-Ray in that color for the press launch, and I believe also at the Chicago Auto Show they had one in the Cacti Green. Looks very nice, looks very suitable for kind of a nice brighter green color. And finally, wrapping up with new interior colors, we have the Jet Black Artemis accent interior, and I believe this is limited to the active trim level, although I might be mistaken. Again, looks very nice, gives it a new kind of refresh pop of color on the inside, and I believe there'll be other color options as well. Of course, the RS trim level gets the standard black and red theme interior, and of course the LS and the LTs will kind of just have a black cloth, I assume, based on the previous Trailblazers in the past few years. So next, to cover packaging changes that I was able to find readily on the media website as well as the Chevy website so far. Push button start, the HD backup camera, as well as cruise control is standard on every Trailblazer now. And again, this matches very similarly to the upcoming Trax. The active trim level has unique tires, suspension tuning, and dampers designed for additional off-road capability of that of the other trim levels of the Trailblazer, so that is cool to see. Wireless device charging is available on LT, Active, and RS. And similarly, adaptive cruise control is now available on the LT, Active, and RS trims as well. That was formerly limited to only the Active and RS, so it's nice to see that being expanded down to the LT trim. And lastly, wrapping it up here with the engine and drivetrain kind of specifications, this is not changing from the former 2023 Trailblazer or prior. You still have the 1.2 and 1.3 liter inline 3-cylinder turbocharged engines paired to both front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. The output for the 1.2 is 137 horsepower and 162 pound-feet of torque. That is only limited to front-wheel drive versions paired to a CVT type transmission. And then the 1.3 has 155 horsepower and 174 pound-feet of torque, both paired to front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive options. The front-wheel drive versions only paired to a CVT, and the all-wheel drive versions only come with a 9-speed automatic. So that is definitely the drivetrain I would prefer, and I believe based on the information that Chevy has released, the active trim level, at least specifically, comes standard with the 1.3 liter turbo, and I assume based on prior versions of the Trailblazer that might also come standard on the RS. I'm not exactly sure, and that should be also available as an upgrade on the LT, but we'll have to wait and see when they release the official order guide to see kind of what trim levels offer which engine options. But so far, that is what we know, is that the active comes standard with the 1.3, and I believe this should be at least available or standard across the LT and RSs as well. And finally, to wrap up this video with pricing information. Now, they only released the entry-level price, not including destination, for each trim level. And the good news is it actually went down compared to 2023, and depending on which trim you're looking at, you're actually getting more equipment. So this is very good to see. It didn't decrease a lot, but it did decrease a few $100s across the board. So the LS front-wheel drive starts at $23,100, not including destination. The LT front-wheel drive starts at $24,300. The active front-wheel drive starts at $27,100, and the RS front-wheel drive also starts at the same $27,100. And as you can see from the 23 pricing, this is about $200 to $300 less across the board for all the trim levels, and the LT front-wheel drive actually went down the most at over $1,000 of a decrease. So this is, again, good to see pricing going down, and you're getting more bang for the buck. And if you look at Trax pricing for 2024, this is not far off of Trax pricing. So I believe these two SUVs will kind of compete for the same type of buyer. Now, the one advantage for the Trailblazer is you can get it in all-wheel drive, where you cannot get it with the Trax. So although the Trax is actually going to be larger in physical size and interior dimensions, the Trailblazer will be available with all-wheel drive. And we'll top out a little bit higher in terms of price point. But overall, the feature set between these two vehicles actually isn't too different. So definitely kind of be interesting to see how this shakes out, as both vehicles are side by side on dealership lots. But that is kind of the overall pricing for the 2024 Trailblazer. So that's going to do it as far as the changes that I am aware of and have confirmed for the 2024 refresh Chevy Trailblazer. As I said, I will update this down in the comment section below, putting a link to the GM kind of official order guide and kind of detailing what some of the other additional changes outside of what I've already mentioned in this video are when they become available. So if you're seeing this in the future, make sure to check the description below and look for that updated information. I'll make sure to have it stand out as best as I can, just to keep this video kind of up to date for anybody interested in purchasing a 2024 Trailblazer. And like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, please let me know any feedback on how you want these videos formatted. Do you like the deletions, the new features, and then overall packaging changes in that order, or would you like to see it laid out a little bit differently? And of course, I will always put pricing at the end because I think that's kind of the most suitable place for the pricing information. But let me know any feedback on these videos down in the comment section below. As always, I appreciate the support. If you guys enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe on this video. And as always, hope to see you guys in the next one.